The Giants already have Russell Wilson. The Giants already have Jameis Winston. But now with the number 3 overall pick, they might be back in play for Shedeur Sanders hosting a private workout. Sitting up here with 3 former NFL players, all of whom have had private workouts in the pre-draft process. So trying to offer y'all a little behind-the-curtain information. Shady, what does the private workout for Shedeur Sanders mean?
It means a lot. Listen, now, let me break this down to all my people out there. Now, I know you don't really go to the clubs, but you have. And most people been in that club. You ever been in a club and you know, you wave, you see a young lady go past, and you wave, oh, she nice, wave. Yeah. Right, but you kind of let her go, because you like, she look cool, but it's a club full of women in here.
Of course.
I'm going to find something probably a little better. And then you like, oh, wait, hold up. She walked back again. Like, oh, wait, that was the same one, that red dress. Oh, I'll be back. That's what they doing. Yeah. They doubling back. They hitting that U-turn. Because they think, listen, we can't let a superstar player on the field and off the field go like that. It's hard to find a player that can go out there and ball out for your franchise the way that Shedeur has done for all his teams, Jackson State and Colorado. And then you in New York. This is New York. This is the Big Apple, baby. My mom and dad from Queens, New York. All right? And they always tell me how big time it is. I've been up there, see my family, I've been out there, and it's New York City. You get a quarterback that has the look, that has the swagger, that has the culture. Yeah. Why won't you bring him in there? Because now you selling tickets. You get that excitement back in New York City, rolling in the same way Aaron Rodgers had it rolling. Now, obviously, it went the other way, but that excitement, everybody, you couldn't tell a Jet fan, we ain't going to the playoffs. Yeah. You can't tell a New York Giant fan, if Shedeur go there, we're not going to be good in a couple years. You get what I'm saying? So, listen, Daboll is my dude. Brian Daboll, the head coach, that's my guy. Smart dude, really, really good coach. I think they save their jobs if they get a promising young quarterback like Shedeur Sanders in the building. Yeah. I truly believe that.
They dotting their I's and crossing their T's.
They in the club with it or no?
Yeah, they in the club, you know, and it's kind of like you in the club and that fine one walk by twice and you choose them. And then you take her out to dinner and you see her friends. And it's Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter, and you like, dang. Oh, I should have waited. I should have waited.
Are y'all cousins or y'all just friends? How long have you been friends for?
You know, you got to ask some questions. So, listen, Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter is right there.
Yeah.
I believe they are the better players in the draft. You signed 2 quarterbacks. I do believe this is dotting your I's, crossing your T's. Hey, man, let's go out here. Let's make sure we're finishing our homework, making sure we are crossing every T and dotting every I about Shedeur, making sure we don't want to. But if Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter's there, that is the guy you take. I had some private workouts, and guess what? Them teams ain't draft me. Not one of them teams was Green Bay. I didn't even talk to Green Bay at the Combine. When they called me, I was like, I thought I was going to Atlanta. Atlanta worked me out, met with me at the Combine. I'm like, I'm going to Atlanta. I'm telling them.
Where'd you go to school at?
San Jose State.
Be grateful, bro.
Be grateful. I'm just saying, I had private workouts, and that's not the team that took me. So they got to do their homework, but you got 2 of the better players in the draft, and one of them is going to be there for you to take, and one of them is plug in and play right now for your football team other than Shedeur. So I would take one of those, and I will pass on Shedeur.
I'm literally in the middle of y'all and figuratively as well. I think it means something, but I don't necessarily think it means what everybody thinks. I don't think it means they're going to draft Shedeur at number 3 overall pick, because if Travis Hunter is there, I believe that's a guaranteed prospect. You get him. But I do think there's disagreement between the owner and maybe the GM. And so you want to cross those T's, dot those I's, and maybe the Giants trade back into the first round to get Shedeur Sanders, assuming and if Shedeur Sanders slides in the draft. Because word on the street is Shedeur is starting to slide based upon what some general managers are saying and not saying. I could see the Giants trading back into the first round of the draft to acquire Shedeur Sanders. Remember how Lamar Jackson got acquired. He was not taken with the Ravens' number 1 first-round pick. That was Hayden Hurst. The Ravens acquired Lamar Jackson by getting back into the first round, and I believe taking Lamar Jackson 32nd overall in the first round, if I'm not mistaken. I could see something like that happening for Shedeur Sanders. I had a private workout. That team didn't draft me, but that team did inevitably acquire me. The Philadelphia Eagles flew to Austin, Texas. At the time, I believe it was Juan Castillo may have been the defensive coordinator. They flew into Austin, Texas. They worked me out privately, and a private workout is simple. Now it's almost like going through the first 30 minutes of practice with an athlete. You go through individual drills. Hey, they get you to water. There's no other athletic trainer. They get you to swig of water and they talking to you. Hey, how your body feeling, Acho?
No doubt.
Hey, how mom and pops, Acho? You stretched up? Okay, let's do a couple more calisthenics, Acho. All right, let's hit. Okay, right. Okay, left. Okay, back. Okay, break. Ball. You know what I mean? Like, they're taking you through the workout to see how you'll respond in all of the different manners. So I think that it does mean something. I could see the Giants trading back into the first round to acquire Shedeur.
Hey, no, real quick, because I never did no private workouts. Is this before the combine or after?
After the combine, before the draft.
Yep.
After the combine, before. Okay.
Because a combine is different, right? Combine is almost like everybody, and that specific coach doesn't necessarily take you through the workout.
Yes.
So say, for example, the Cleveland Browns coach ran the combine workout, and Shedeur didn't go to the combine, but say a different coach ran the pro day workout. The Giants want to take you through their exclusive and explicit drills to see exactly how Shedeur is going to move, how he's going to operate, what his mannerisms are, what his personality is in between it all. I think it means something.
I think it means a lot. I mean, just think about this for a second. Like, Brian Daboll is one of them genius coaches, right? That's why he was coach of the year. That's why he's been with the Giants so long, even with the not being so productive and with the talent he has. But they know because he is a good coach.
Yeah.
He watched a lot of tape on Shedeur. I'll tell you that right now. And their thing is, like, right now, their back's against the wall, and they don't know if they're going to have another year to be the coach for the Giants, the GM for the Giants.
Yeah.
So they're trying to do everything in their power to make sure they make the right decision.
Yes.
And it shows you how good Shedeur is because they went to the pro day. They watched him play.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not the pro day. The
pro day.
No, it's not called that.
NFL All-Star.
What is it?
Exhibit. I forget what
The showcase. Get it right.
Okay.
Because Dick Prime is different from other coaches.
No pro day showcase.
Right. So there's Colorado showcase.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking it's like they watching and they like what they seen. You say, you know what? Let me go see that again. Right, with nobody, there's us there. Yeah. And let's see, and ask him to run our type of plays, right? The stuff we want to see. Because everybody runs their routes different. Everybody calls different plays. Yeah. I want him to show us what it would look like to be in a New York Giants uniform, running our plays in our system.
Here's the
and now I get to slow down and get to watch it. And I think that all these other players in this draft, they're not asking them to do this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
They spent a lot of time with Shedeur.
And like people can say, oh, well, maybe it's they're trying to pull a fast one or whatever. No, they're not. You're not wasting your time going to Colorado, right, from New York, to look at this kid, and then go all the way back. Now, if you were trying to pull a fast one, you know what? Hey, Shedeur, man, hey, look, we think we like you, dog, a lot, just to be sure. Hey, come up to New York, man. Come work out for us. That's easy for them. And then they in their meeting rooms. Oh, Shedeur's here. Okay, cool. I'll go downstairs. But now I'm flying with them, I'm flying with my family on the off season to go check him out. That means a lot.
But you're exactly right. Because
I'm typically, normally.
Because showcases, all right, pro days for every other school, but showcases for Prime. Yeah. You have, I don't know if the fans know, you have a guy that you work with when you're a quarterback that he does the routes. Yep. He does how the workout's going to go. So now the Giants says, okay, we went to your showcase. Now we are going to set this pro day up, and we are going to bring our playbook. You're going to throw our routes now to the receivers. So we want to see that. But you brought up a good point because I think—
Who's that?
Acho. Oh. Because I think this is one of those things to where let's dot our I's and cross our T's just in case he is there in the 20s.
Correct.
Might not be thinking 3.
Yeah.
We might be thinking it's Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, number 3, whoever's there. Yeah. But in the 25s or whatnot, if he's still there, we're going to work him out. We're going to make sure we doing our homework and we can trade back in and get him. And if you are able to come out of the first round with Travis—
See, now look.
Now you got action.
Chase is not here, but he's going to like this. He's probably watching because he's the only one that watches when he's on break. But if I'm thinking like this, man, I think the best player in the whole draft is Travis Hunter.
Yes. Of course.
Hands down.
No doubt.
As I look at these players, who can change your franchise? I've seen great pass rushers like Myles Garrett go to a team like the Browns and do great for himself. Yeah. Team still bad. Yeah. I watch superstar wide receivers. We talking about the Giants, let's go to Neighbors. Mm-hmm. Great player. Yeah. He ain't changed the franchise, but a quarterback.
Yep.
Jaden Daniels, I see him change.
If you're having a basketball conversation and Slick Rick is not involved, it is unfortunate for you. One of the brightest minds in all of basketball jargon and all of basketball dialogue. Slick, I want to start with you, sir. Privileged to have you on this show anytime you're on this show. Hey, how bad is the firing look for Kevin Durant? It's another head coach fired.
It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. No, look, Bud had beefs with any number of players on the team. It wasn't just KD. But at this point, we have the litany of coaches in a variety of places, and there's one common denominator. Like we had coaches changed in Brooklyn. KD was there. He had juice. Wherever KD goes, he's going to have juice. And the challenge is that your best player, your team, invariably follows your best player.
Yeah.
So when the Phoenix Suns are as in disarray as they were, it's by default. Like, I don't think KD was trying to get Bud fired. I don't think he was trying to play what arguably was his worst season. The numbers look good, but this was the first time since his rookie year that he was a negative in terms of plus minus.
Word.
They gave up more points when he was on the floor than they scored. That hasn't happened since his rookie year in Seattle when that was a bad team, right? So it's at that point where you question. I never questioned before, how hard is KD playing? How hard is he trying to get this done? This is the first time where I looked at the Phoenix Suns as a whole and KD's part in it, and I'm thinking, he's not given his all, and as a result, Bud got fired. So it wasn't like a direct, you got to get him out of here because, let's face it, it looks like KD's going to be moving on from this situation as well. But that said, did he cause this firing? He certainly contributed to it.
I think it looks terrible for KD. And I want to say something because there's a Kevin Durant dilemma that not enough people talk about. The Kevin Durant dilemma is simple. Kevin Durant has now been proven once and for all to be an incredible, incredible force. But the problem is he's not a force multiplier. Kevin Durant is a very unique superstar. Because usually an incredibly talented superstar that is Kevin Durant, there is an assumption or more so proven fact over the generations of sports history that that superstar will make everybody around him better. But Kevin Durant does not make everybody around him better. If your team is bad when Kevin Durant shows up, your team will be bad. If your team is good when Kevin Durant shows up, your team will be good. Kevin Durant will show up and he will be a superstar, but he won't necessarily elevate all the talent that is around Kevin Durant. When LeBron James shows up, if your team is bad, he can make them good. When Luka Doncic shows up, if your team is bad, he can make them good. But when Kevin Durant shows up, he is simply the cherry. He is not necessarily a main ingredient. He's not the butter. He's not the flour. He's not the sugar. He's just a cherry on top of the dessert. Kevin Durant just makes you more of what you are, and that is what happened with the Phoenix Suns, and that's what happened when they won championships with the Golden State Warriors. If you're good, he'll make you great. If you're bad, you'll still be bad. You'll just be exciting and exhilarating and bad, but bad nonetheless. So I think it looks bad for Kevin Durant because, once again, he led to unmet expectations. Kevin Durant, he's a promise that's not fulfilled. He's not making the promise. You were making a promise in your head that when KD shows up, I'm going to get exponentially better. But you don't get exponentially better because he is a force, but he's not a force multiplier. And ultimately, it's just another unmet expectation for a franchise.
We talking about Kevin Durant, right?
Absolutely.
What are we talking about? Coach Bud? Budweiser. What are we talking about? Listen, if I'm not mistaken, Bud got fired a couple months ago, 24 months ago. Slick.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant was he with the Bucks?
He took last year.
Oh, he won with the Bucks. Kevin Durant won with the Bucks.
Sir.
Giannis was.
He got fired over there. See, this is the thing about Kevin Durant, right? And I came to the conclusion that when you are so great, you're going to get that negative energy from everybody. Even when you give positive energy. Even when you ball and everybody say how great you are, you're going to get some negative energy. So let's go to the Brooklyn Nets first, because that's what we're talking about, all these coaches getting fired. So the two coaches that got fired over there,
Atkinson and Nash.
James Harden was there, right? He was present. Wait. Kyrie Irving was there. Yeah. Wait, so Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden, but Kevin Durant's the only one who gets blamed. And if I'm not mistaken, the only one that was really balling, with not no off the field or off the court issues and not on the court issues, was Kevin Durant. But we'll take away from that, right? Playing against the Bucks and playoff game, right? And his foot was online. He was killing that game, was he not? Best player on the court by himself. But we're not going to talk about that. Let's go to the Suns. So the two coaches that got fired for the Suns, right? We're going to blame Kevin Durant. So wait, two Olympians on that team. One is Kevin Durant, right?
Devin Booker.
And Devin Booker. Wait, is Devin Booker a great player or not?
He is. He's great.
Okay, and then Bradley Beal. Yeah. When Bradley Beal came to the Suns, everybody and their mama was like, oh, my God, finally can play some meaningful basketball because he is that good. But now he doesn't play well, Booker doesn't play well, and we up here talking about Kevin Durant's fault.
But you know why?
What?
You know why? You know why?
Why? Why, Slick?
We don't put Devin Booker, as good as he is, or Bradley Beal in the same category.
Not at all, nor should we.
As Kevin Durant.
Nor should we. Or Kyrie, nor Harden.
And here's the great distinction with Phoenix this year. This is the first time that a healthy Kevin Durant has not taken his team to the playoffs. And they didn't even get into the play-in. Like, First time a healthy Kevin Durant couldn't get the job done. So again, I'm saying I don't think he went to the front office and said,
No.
"Hey, this ain't working," right? The front office could see this ain't working. And KD, for the first time, was not working at the level. Because to your point, I don't know that KD really took a hit on those previous ones, right? He didn't take a hit on Vogel. You know why? Because he was really balling. But in this situation, it's worse because not only did the coach go, but you know what? You weren't anywhere close to the KD that we're used to seeing. That's why he's wearing it a little more than usual.
Can I ask you a question? Why did Coach get fired from the Bucks?
There was some remember his brother passed away, and so then there was some stuff.
They were slipping too now.
It had run its course, right? They had won, and the expectations were still there, and he had he'd worn out. His voice was no longer heard.
Because I know my thing is we always want to go straight to the superstar players. That's what we do, right? You go superstar player, then you go coach.
Yep.
I'm just going straight coach. You got 3 all-star players on your basketball team, and this is the product that you put out there. I don't know if y'all watch Suns basketball, but I live in Arizona, so Suns basketball is on regular TV all the time. They were a terrible basketball team.
Yeah, I was gonna say my condolences.
Forget KD, forget all. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were not a well-coached basketball. They were a bad basketball team with 3 all-star players. Walking bucket in Bradley Beal, walking bucket in Devin Booker, walking bucket in KD. They ain't scored, they ain't played no defense. They were a bad basketball team. This is signs of a bad coach getting fired with some good players. That's what it was. If you watch the Suns basketball, it's not one time you can say, "Oh, he coached his tail off."
But here's why I vehemently disagree with that. Because Bud won a chip in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Frank Vogel had won a chip with the Lakers in 2020. He got fired too. Monty Williams had not won a chip, but had won 60 games in consecutive seasons. And the Suns have the best record in basketball for the 3 previous years cumulatively. Went to the finals. Get rid of him. Steve Nash, we don't know if he can coach or not, but we do know he's an intelligent individual. It's a 2-time NBA Finals MVP. And they got rid of him. And so the 2-time and a regular season MVP. So what I'm suggesting is, Jay, it's like eventually we have to find the common denominator. If Kevin Durant is in all of these places, and in all of these places this coach is getting fired, the coaches can't all not coach. Because Vogel won a chip. Bud won a chip. They can't all be sorry.
KD won 2 chips. We ain't going back and when KD won 2 chips.
No, and another thing is, all these guys you keep talking about, they already been fired. How y'all winning chips for these teams? They're winning championships, and y'all getting fired within 3-4 years. So how good are y'all really? Vogel, they fired from the Lakers. He won a chip. They fired him. Hold on real quick, because we make this thing about Kevin Durant all the time, and I hate it. When Kevin Durant deserves blame, I'll blame him for things he deserves. He don't deserve for this. You talking about Frank Vogel, right? He won a chip with the Lakers. What did they do? 3 years? Fired him. Is that Kevin Durant? They didn't think he could coach after winning a championship. But he won a chip in 2021? When did he get fired?
23.
2 years later.
Bro.
Yeah.
Common denominator, y'all keep talking about. What are y'all seeing?
You know what it is?
You win a championship,
No.
you're still not good enough. We firing.
But it's the same thing. It's the same thing that gets them fired. It's the expectation.
Correct.
It's the expectation.
So how Kevin Durant's in this category then?
Because of the expectations you have when you have a Kevin Durant. Like I said, I don't think it was overt, right? I don't think it was overt. But to Acho's point, like when you have a player of KD's magnitude, and I know that he has said, I don't want to be a leader.
Yeah.
I mean, he's essentially said, I don't want to be a force multiplier.
Correct.
I just want to be a force on my own, right? But when you look at the talent of KD, and then you look at a team not reaching its potential, your hope is that your best player will say, I won't put up with this.
Correct.
I want to win. So I am going to be a force multiplier, even though it's not really in my wheelhouse. It's not my DNA. I am going to do that. And that insistence that, no, I'm just going to ball. It's like, well, then why are we...
That's the Kevin Durant dilemma in a nutshell. James, to your point, or maybe your unspoken point, nobody's forcing Kevin Durant to be a force multiplier. And maybe that's just not in his DNA. But the dilemma is, the majority of superstar athletes, there is an unwritten rule that not only are you going to be great, you're going to help everybody around you be great. And the dilemma is Kevin Durant does not abide by the principle that nearly every superstar athlete in the history of sports has abided by in every sport. If I am great, I too make everybody around me great. But KD doesn't do that. Now, I'm not blaming KD for the fact that the Suns had higher expectations of KD, because I've said this for the last 4 years, and I'm not a basketball executive. But the expectations that the Suns have when they acquire KD, he's going to make everybody better. That's why you get rid of a Mikal Bridges at 25 years old that averaged 17 points this year. That's why you get rid of a Cam Johnson at 25 or 26 years old that averaged 18 and 5 this year. That's why you get rid of those individuals along with first-round picks, because you're assuming KD. Not only are you going to be great, I need you to do what the Tom Brady's do, to do what every other great player in the history of sports does. Say it again, Jay.
But I'm saying he ain't never did that. So at one point as a coach, right, a coach's job is to put his players in the best position. That's a great coach, right? Getting the most out of your players, putting them in the best position to succeed. Did that coach do that? KD, over his career, has never shown you he can do that. Steve Kerr brought him over here and said, this is what we need you to do. Yeah. And they won championships. Yeah. Put him in the best situation to succeed. He got MVPs off of that, and he has championships. So my thing is as a coach with KD, you know you're not getting a force multiplier. He ain't been a force multiplier his whole Hall of Fame career. Right. And now you trying to say it's KD? Well, no. You guys as a Phoenix Suns and as a head coach did not do your job.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.